guys. I have not talked to you in what feels like forever. We are back from our trip to the Bahamas for Taylor's dad's wedding and kind of getting back in the swing of things. And with that comes getting back into the swing of vlogs. It is Wednesday, the 12th, I think. I haven't vlogged since like over a week ago, 2 weeks ago at this point. I hope you liked our last video. It was our 6-month update and I really enjoyed making it. It's so cool for me to like look back on everything we've done so far this year, and I can't wait to see all the other fun stuff we do the rest of this year. I decided that I needed to like extend my vlogging vacation a couple days, so I kind of just rested a little bit this week and not really done much. But we are supposed to get topsoil today, finally. I'm not hopeful because it's already lunchtime, but I'm hoping at the very latest we'll get it tomorrow. And that means we can finish our landscaping beds this week and I can finally finish the hugelkultur bed. I just put all of our seedlings outside. I started like a majority of these like the day before we left for our trip, and so many of them are sprouted and doing well. And I can't wait to show you guys the garden. Things kind of exploded while we were gone. We got quite a bit of rain. All of these are really happy even though they've been inside, but the garden is insane. Everything just like blew up while we were gone, which is really cool to see. It was fun to come back. There's a bee in here. Now I gotta go get back to work. It's been a really wonderful, weird thing to like leave without trees having leaves on them. And 5 days later we come back and it's like this. We're getting a lot of nice shade. You're such a sweet boy. Okay, so it is like 5:30 now and we don't have soil yet, so I don't think it's coming. Maybe tomorrow. We've been waiting for this for like a few weeks now. They still haven't come. So the plan is, since we didn't get topsoil, Taylor's gonna work on mowing because things are growing like crazy around here and we don't have any animal lawnmowers yet. So he just mowed our kudzu wasteland landfill, which I don't think I've actually told you guys the update on that recently. He mowed that yesterday. I am going to break out the tiller and retill some of the beds because they all have grass growing in them again. And then I'm gonna try and get them covered up with that like tarp roll that we have and see if that helps keep the grass away. Going back to Lowe's?
Tractor Supply this time.
Technical difficulties. Okay, so I can't get the tiller to start, so I'm not doing that right now. Taylor actually just ran to the store for the second time because our lawnmower tire keeps going flat, and he got like a sort of fits valve stem thing yesterday, and apparently sort of fits wasn't good enough. But that was all they had, so I think he's trying a different store right now to fix that, but I don't know anything about these types of things, so I'm gonna see if he can fix it for me when we get back. But until then, I guess we'll do a garden tour. I was gonna wait until I was done doing my little bit of tilling, and the sun went down because it's pretty toasty out here, but I guess we're gonna do that now. Okay, let's start over here in the shade. I think maybe in the last vlog video, not the last video, you saw me planting the ranunculus. Those haven't changed too much. They're all growing more leaves, but they're still pretty small, and it's pretty much just all throughout here. You can see them all the way over there, but they're definitely doing okay. But what I didn't show you guys last week was that I planted a bunch of strawberries and asparagus in this bed as well. I needed to get them planted before we went on our trip because they were all bare roots and they needed to go in the ground. That's not their final locations, they're just there for now. I have to get topsoil. This is just like a mess of like falling behind because we don't have topsoil. I have to get topsoil so I can finish the hugelkultur bed up there. And I can't plant the strawberries and the asparagus in their final location until I have the topsoil and finish the hugelkultur bed. So they're in temporary spots for now. But they're all actually doing pretty well. They all sprouted leaves while we were gone. I know they're kind of hard to see. I don't think the asparagus are doing much yet. You can see these guys. But yeah, they're all getting little baby asparagus on them. They're just kind of hard to see in here. Yes, I know you're not supposed to eat the asparagus until like the 2nd or 3rd year, but there was one that was like this tall and I was like, I need to taste it. I've never tasted asparagus right out of the garden and I couldn't help myself. It tasted kind of like a green bean. It didn't taste like asparagus. Before we left, I planted a bunch of sets from the store in the ground in this bed. And you can see some of them are poking through. But they're all growing really well and they're all popping up. You can see them all in here. And we have lots of greens in here that are kind of bitter because it's been warm. But the kale is starting to perk back up. And I just planted the onions all throughout all of this. I think this is a Brussels sprout. This is one of the ones that I didn't label and I was just testing to see if it would survive when it got really cold down to like 23, and it didn't, but then it came back. We have a bunch of greens. Yet again, they're all kind of starting to get a little bit bitter, but the little baby leaves on them are still yummy. I will be picking a bunch of radishes tonight to go with our huevos rancheros, as well as the cilantro. It's little cilantro shrubs in here. We have parsley, just a whole bunch of good stuff in here. We have carrots that are finally starting to actually get leaves and pop up, and then we have some really rogue onions in there. This isn't exciting yet, but I planted more onion sets in here. Everything's pretty dry today. And these ones are kind of hard to see, but these are all onions in here as well. This is my 2 main onion beds so far. I'm kind of experimenting. I've never actually gone through the whole process of growing onions. Last year we moved before I got to, so everything's an experiment this year. That's why I started seeds in January. I started seeds like late February, and I just started seeds like a week ago. I just want to know what happens with them because I'm curious. We might not get big bulbs. We might get big bulbs. We might only get some from the sets. We might get them from our seeds. I don't really know, and we're just gonna see what happens. So Ricky keeps diving around in here. You can see he's my like main garden pest at this point. Yeah, I'm talking about you, mister. But this is all onions too. We have a lot of potatoes in grow bags. As you can see, some of them got a little frosty last night and the night before. So they're looking a little crispy, but they're doing okay. They're all starting to pop out, and I think this is the only one that was popped up before, and now all 6 grow bags have them popping up. You can see in there. This bag didn't have anything in it before we left, but we have some carrots very sparsely popping up. I need to get some burlap. Our peas have been wonderful snacks for the bunnies, and that's all I'm gonna say about those. Some of them are doing well, but a lot of them got munched while we were gone. I actually ended up starting like a bunch more down in the basement because I came home and I was like, oh my gosh, no. Because I knew that when we left, we weren't gonna be in the garden. Taylor's mom doesn't usually go out in the garden. So I knew the bunnies were gonna be like, yum, free game, let's go get lunch. And they ate a bunch of them, which I was prepared for. We have more downstairs, and I will just pop the seedlings in the ground. All right, this is one of the things I'm the most excited about, and second to last thing. The garlic exploded while we were gone. It is taller than my knees at this point. It's like hip high. We have shallots down here doing really well. The garlic over here was really behind, and it's starting to catch up. Still smaller than the rest though. The last thing I'm super excited about is our potatoes in the big bed. So before we left, these 3 had popped up because they had a very substantial root system when I put them in the ground. However, I was worried that this clay soil is going to be too heavy for the rest of them to pop through. But when we came home, there were signs of more. So these were the seed potatoes that I popped in. They didn't have any roots, they just had eyes. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's very exciting. It's one of those things that I think I mentioned in another video about planting stuff, and then I get like anxiety, especially since this is my first time doing so much of it. I get like severe anxiety that nothing's gonna pop up, and it always does. I know that there's gonna be some things that don't work out even if they do pop up, but usually at least something comes up. I just get so anxious about it, and it's very relieving to see the things that I'm like putting so much time into like actually growing. It's super cool. It's very rewarding. I guess that's officially our first garden tour ever. Not much going on yet, but at the same time there's a lot going on. Taylor's home now, so the sun is really bright. I am gonna see if he can help me fix the tiller so I can actually get that done. Move the grow bags. Okay, Taylor's down there mowing, so I don't even know if you can hear me right now. But if you can, the reason I'm doing this bed first, I'm out of breath, sorry. The reason I'm doing this bed first is because this one needs to get double dug because it's gonna be like our other root crop bed. I'm gonna be planting, my arm is out of shape from vlogging. This bed right here is going to be carrots, beets, radishes, all that kind of stuff. I might plant more potatoes in it if I get more, but that one needs to get double dug. And then the ones over here, I might not get to those tonight, but I'm going to do them soon because those are going to be our beans, and beans get planted soon. And then over here, this lovely grass that I never got around to putting more tarp on is going to be where our corn goes. So that needs to get tilled up eventually soon too. A lot to do and not much time to do it. I think that's just how gardening goes. So we're gonna just go with the flow and see what we can get done. I need to get more sticks to put on it, and I'm gonna go grab some scissors or a razor blade real quick so I can cut it. But that was basically my plan. I hope to do that with the bean beds as well, and we'll see about the tomato beds. That might have to happen depending on if I can get to it. Go chop these two guys up and put them on huevos rancheros. Alright, it is another beautiful day. It's slightly overcast and it feels cooler than yesterday. I'm going to be doing more tilling And I think today Taylor is going to cut down some of the trees in front of the garden. Okay, well, the sun came back out, of course. But what I was saying is Taylor is going to cut down a bunch of these trees because this side of the garden, like towards the house, is south, and all these trees are shading out the garden. Right now we're gonna leave this big one because I want to kind of track and see where the shade's gonna be in the garden, because I feel like it might be not a bad thing to have a little bit of shade in the garden, especially since it gets so hot down here. Come late summer, I think it'll probably be pretty helpful for the garden to have a little bit of shade, but I just want to see where that shade is. So we're gonna leave this tree in. I also just really think it's pretty. I need to till our corn and chia and amaranth and that kind of thing patch, which is over here. You can see these flags. That's where it's supposed to be. The question is, will my extension cord reach? I'm slightly skeptical. Was a sweaty one. I got one of our bean beds re-tilled. I'm not gonna cover it up tonight, but I'm gonna cover it up tomorrow. I'm trying to keep things covered. I will say they tilled a lot easier this time than the first time, so I think tilling them twice is the way to go. It's also a lot drier right now, like the soil is, than it was last time, so it was significantly easier to do. Then I got this giant mass of plot tilled. Our corn's gonna go at the back. We're gonna have sunflowers, probably some pumpkins or winter squash is gonna bleed into here, maybe chia, maybe amaranth, maybe flowers. I'm not really sure. I have this bed. I have another one over there that's a little bit smaller to till, and then I have this big one, and this is probably gonna be melons. I have so many melon seeds, and I would like to at least get one melon. That would be really cool. So fingers crossed. But that's what we did tonight. As long as the weather cooperates, it is supposed to thunderstorm tomorrow, so we'll see. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna be able to, but the hope is that we are going to plant corn tomorrow. So we'll do corn. I might get some beans started inside. It's dinner time. We're gonna have huevos rancheros again. And that's gonna be it for tonight. So I'm gonna talk to you guys tomorrow. Guys, it is Friday. I'm on my lunch break and it's pouring rain today, but there's a small break in it right now, so I'm gonna try and plant some carrots. We've gotten so much rain since last night. It's literally a puddle. This is good because all of the garden beds are draining well. There's no standing puddles in the beds, which is nice to see. We do have like a slope in our garden, so I didn't expect that to happen. We do have a lot of puddles in front of our chicken coop. And the reason this is there, you can see it's like one long stream and then there's another one down there. Those are our swales. So they're doing their job. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something we're gonna have to kind of address. We will be doing like a French drain there and collecting the water, I think, from it. I brought a bunch of seeds out here. I brought some greens because I need to do more spinach. And I got a few more packages of carrots because I can't stop myself from buying seeds. I'm also gonna mix some beets in here. Okay, that was probably like 8 to 10 feet by 4 feet of carrots. We'll see if those come up. I left some space up by the tunnel to plant some beets. And then I'm probably gonna intersperse radishes with the carrots. Sorry, the birds are really loud. Probably gonna intersperse radishes with the carrots because the radishes will be done way sooner and they shouldn't bother like the carrots grow. Companion planting, interplanting, whatever you wanna call it. This is just one of the beds that I have ready right now, so I'm trying to like maximize the space in it. I had to run inside and grab my radishes because I forgot to grab them. Probably did not need to sow that many radishes because they'll all be ready in like a month. All right, last step before I have to go back to work. I only have like 5 minutes, so we need to hurry. In the past, I've had the worst time germinating carrot seeds, and it's because I am lazy about keeping them moist. That's totally a me thing, but we're busy and I forget a lot to water things. And I need a little help sometimes. So I have heard that burlap keeps the seeds in place and it will keep them moist until they germinate. So we're gonna try this and see if it works. And I'm hoping to update you guys in next week's video or the week after and tell you that they all germinated. Wouldn't that be cool? That's it for lunchtime. I gotta go back to work. I will see you guys after I'm done with work today. Alrighty guys, I am covered in mud. Been slipping and sliding around this corn bed for a while, I'm gonna just keep working until it either starts raining again or until it gets dark. I think we're gonna wrap up this video tonight because we are going to the Farm Where You Live festival tomorrow. We're excited to hopefully meet some new friends, and if you are there and you see me, you're gonna be seeing this afterwards, but I hope you say hi. And yeah, so it's gonna be fun. We have a meetup afterwards with some of the other content creators, so I'm excited for that. Other than that, we're just gonna keep working away this weekend. I'm sure you'll see what we were doing on the next video. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.